What's good, beautiful souls? How are you? People of Zamunda. How y'all doing? This is your girl, Divine Karma, coming in with the chit chat today. I am en route to go see my mommy, right? I sent you peace, light, love, and harmony, as I always do about this time. Why? Because Divine Karma loves you, baby. Message. Spirit, speak to me, through me, and for me. And first of all, I'm so, you know how you think you can never top the relationship that you have with Source, with Spirit, with God, Allah, Buddha, Yah, whoever that is for you. Like you feel good and you like, man, I'm at the pinnacle. Like, this is the most sacred, connection that I can have with the divine. It just don't get no better than this. And then it gets better than this, right? And I'm not talking about, materialistically. I'm just talking about feeling the highest, purest frequency of love and that sacred space between yourself and the divine, right? And which means you got to have that self-love for for yourself. So, and that, that's where I'm at a lot of days now. And because I'm realizing, and I want you to realize, my soul family, whoever watching this, man, I when Spirit downloads and speaks to me, it's like, and I've been hearing for the last few days, you didn't come this far to come this far, right? And I made this video last night and I deleted it, and I was like, no, because I was kind of drained from work, and I don't know, I was like, no. Spirit was like, we're gonna talk about it tomorrow. You ain't come this far to come this far. You did not, right? And people are in this energy of things are going to be bad because of, however you may feel about the election, however you may feel about the economy, however you may feel about any of that.
There are police reported ahead.
And you heard me say before, like a lot of religious folks, man, the divine tested you. That election was your test to see who you was going to put your faith in. And the energy is even stronger now because that was a test. Was you going to, because things did not go your way, or, as far as the election, and you put all this, and then after that you told yourself, we got to move, things are going to get bad here, it's da-da-da-da-da. You failed the test. But that was just a test because the exam is on the way, right? The exam is this next 4 years, right? And a lot of people are going to fail the exam as well. They're in they are already in the course with the divine, with God, and already have been marking, they tell you when you don't know the answer, just mark a C, right? In school. A lot of people, not my soul family, I'm gonna say a lot of people halfway through the exam and have already on God's exam already just marked a whole bunch of C's.
There are police reported ahead.
Right? And man, you have to make a choice. Like the energy of the halftime show, right? Which I wasn't really a fan. I wasn't really a fan of the show itself, but the message. Excuse me. The message. Game over. The game is over, people, right? The 3D, 5D shift is happening. Spirit did not bring you this far to bring you this far. Stop marking C's on this exam. and tap back into your divine self, your sacred union with the divine. It does not matter who sits in a house that is painted white. None of that matters. Is it about to be chaotic? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely about to be chaotic on this planet. But the key is, who are you putting your faith in, right? A lot of you let your ego, a lot of people, take that test at election time. Man, and your ego failed big time. Failed that test big time. If you let your ego take this final exam as its marking,
There are police reported ahead.
You're going to fail again, right? Going to fail again, right? The new earth, there's already 2 earths. Why do you think? Do y'all know how long it took me to come up with my brand name, New Earth Mindset? It took me, I think, I was in Michigan at the time, and it took me like 2 weeks to come up with that name, because I was like, Spirit, I need something that not just resonates with me, but man, is in the frequency of the divine and in the frequency of raising the vibration on this planet, because that's what we are supposed to be doing. And I don't know where I had like 3 top names. And when I tell you, it's like Spirit came and sat in the seat right behind me, it was like New Earth Mindset. I was like, okay, let's do it. The split is happening. It's already happened. Now you can stay in the 3D in this matrix, or you can shift over into the new earth, into this 5D energy, right? Because I'm telling you right now, there's about to be, the reset button is getting hit on this planet. I got a channel from Tiamat, 2 channels from Tiamat. First time ever. Never got a channel from Tiamat. And if you don't know who Tiamat is, you do your research. Dr. Malachi York talked about Tiamat in his book, The Holy Tablets. For those of you that play video games, I know you think that is a character in the game, but where do you think they got this character from, right? So Tiamat channeled me, and she told me, and she was like, oh, the reason I'm working with Gaia, I'm working with the energy of Gaia, Sophia energy, the great mother, Mother Earth with an F. Y'all like that? But Tiamat said, I'm working with her as I am working with karma, and we are going to set the reset button. And she said, why? This has to collapse. It's game over. Like literally, it's game over. It's done. We have to hit the reset button. This has to collapse. And y'all have heard me say before, let me tell you something. If you want to know people talking about we need to change the system and change and reform and all of this, I need you. You're the ones that I'm talking about. That is, your ego is marking C's on this final exam with God. Right? We don't need to reform anything. You look at the word reform, literally, you are forming something again. We don't need to reform anything. We don't need to do any of that. We don't need to, man, we need to fix the system. No, we don't. And Tiamat confirmed that. We're going to collapse this system whether you like it or not. The reset button has been hit. The chariots are coming. The trumpets have sounded, love, right? And if you're scared, you're in the wrong frequency, right? If you're scared, you're marking C's. You're letting your ego take the test. This final exam, rather, for God. The reset button has been hit. You should not be scared. This is the greatest time to be alive. Because you and not only are we about to make history, but on a soul level, a lot of us chose. Like when I say chosen ones, I think I did a video a couple weeks ago about, there's 2 different categories of chosen ones. Everybody is a chosen one. We come here chosen from the divine, our soul contract, right? That is, you know how some contracts, no matter, it's like job applications, and you know the requirements. All job applications, no matter what state you live in, there's certain verbiage that has to be used. There's certain language that has to be used, right? Everybody's soul contract has this verbiage in it that you are a chosen one. Now, when you get here, right, what you decide to do with that information is on you. This is when the split happens between the chosen ones, because it's the verbiage in the contract, but you don't really abide by it, and the chosen ones that we really know that we chose to come back here and help humanity. And we, no matter how long it takes, no matter when we wake up, at the end of this 3D matrix cycle, you know, this reality that we're in, right? The real chosen ones know, man, I chose to come back here and help you. And for a lot of us, that's why we have issues with humanity. I know it's part of mine, is because I'm like, I kept saying, y'all hear me say a lot, and I'm trying not to, because Spirit keeps telling me not to say, you know, to stop saying that. Like, y'all humans irritate me. Like, I don't like humans, right? And people just like, well, you human. Oh, don't put me in that category. I'm not really human. I'm just kind of having this human experience. And for me, I channel enough and have been to enough of my past lives and enough in my Akashic records to know, you know, I'm not even my original home, so to speak, outside of, you know, everybody's home is with Source, but outside of that is not even in this galaxy, right? That's a story for another day. But we chose to come here and help humanity. Tiamat, Gaia, Mother Earth, Sophia, Karma is involved as well. It's going to reset this planet. And if you are already in the new earth frequency, if you are already residing in the fifth dimension, none of this is going to touch you. Not to say there won't be trials, not to say that you won't see the things that happen, but it's like, for us real chosen ones, we're going to be watching this like, get your bag of popcorn, because this is about to be the best Marvel movie ever. The collapse of this whole situation. The reset button is being hit, right? And it's like, for a lot of us, during the pandemic, and I said it right, during the pandemic, this is really, I had already been woke up for years, but this is, when the pandemic hit, this is how I really knew that I had shifted. I hadn't even came up with the New Earth Mindset brand yet, but this is how I know I was already there. Because when the pandemic hit, I'm telling you, me and I was married at the time, and me and Jericho, nothing changed for us, right? The pandemic hit. I ended a contract in Baton Rouge because they started cutting contracts like crazy, because I travel in the medical field. And I was like, let me tell you something. This is how I knew. First of all, I didn't even know what COVID was. Had no idea. I was in the break room at work, and one of my staff came in and was like, Miss Kamitra, like, you not scared of the vid? No, it was called Corona at the time. And they was like, Corona this, Corona that. I was like, something wrong with the beer? Like, this, I don't watch the news. If I get updates, it's because when I go check my Yahoo email, like, it's on my feed before I go to email, and if I see something that catches my eye, I'll read it. Had no idea what they was talking about. No idea. I was like, what? Something wrong with the beer? I don't even drink Corona, so. And they was just laughing like, Miss Kamitra. They had to inform me of everything going on. So, long story short, contract ended. I got the news that, you know, they weren't going to renew my contract, 3 or 4 days later, I get a call from a ex-co-worker of mine. Shout out to my homeboy Darius. Calls me, Cam, you need a job. I work for Stairs. Like, what? It's like, yeah, I need another instrument coordinator manager. What? Put the app in. I got you. Bada boom, bada bing. I think I was off work for 2 whole weeks. Contract ended, home for 2 weeks, and started working with Steris. Didn't miss no money. Didn't miss no bills. Salary was decent. Nothing changed for me and me and my husband at the time. Nothing. Money outside of, travel restrictions. Money was still good. We still went out of town to get, went and got my stepdaughter. Life was still good for us. Nothing changed. This is how I knew. Oh yeah, a shift has happened. During that time, this 2-week time frame that I was off, I decided I wanted to take shrooms, right? And I had never taken, it was my first time. And my homeboy, my engineer that does my music, shout out Belle, plugged me with a homegirl out of state. She lives in Florida. It's like, man, she got the best shrooms because she makes candies and everything out of them. I was like, what? Ordered the shroom. Literally, I'm sitting on my balcony. Jericho was at work that day, and I was sitting on my balcony. It was like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Had popped them shrooms, right? Literally, I'm looking, and I was like, yeah, I'm tripping, because shrooms don't really get you high, right? It's a trip. And they tell you, before you take shrooms, whatever energy, however you feel it, is going to amplify it times a million. So you want to make sure you're in a good mood. So I had been studying that more, like the whole 2 weeks I was off, I had been studying, meditating, like I was on my spiritual drive. When I tell you, I was staring, we had nothing but trees in front of our balcony, saw a whole glitch in the matrix. The whole glitch in the matrix, and the trees, like everything split. Literally, the glitch. I saw it, and I was sitting there, and I was like, no. Spirit was like, yeah, it's the glitch. It's the glitch in the matrix. It was like, I can't even describe it. I'm trying to, but it was like zigzag lines. It was like I was looking at some kind of backdrop, and it was like it was just like in the movie The Matrix, and I start seeing these different codes, and I seen the glitches. And I'm saying that to say this: I knew then that I had already in a whole different frequency. When this collapse happens, because it's already collapsing, if you in the frequency you supposed to be in, this ain't going to, and yes, that's my language right now, this ain't going to touch you. It's going to be stressful. Yes, it is. It's going to be a lot. Yes, it is. We are going to witness it. But man, for us, the chosen ones, popcorn. Vegan for me, please. We're going to watch this collapse. It's visual for me in my third eye. Especially, I can see me and my brother, Will I Am. Shout out to my brother. Talking to each other some kind of way. Don't even, the grid will probably be down at some point. But, well, me and him talk telepathically anyway. But having a whole telepathic conversation. And with other, people that's in my soul tribe. Telepathically speaking to each other. Because psychic abilities are going through the roof right now. And as this collapse happens, it's the same, right? They're going to get even higher. And I can see us telepathically talking to each other, eating our popcorn. I knowed it. Laughing. I knowed it. Man, I'm so glad it happened. I'm like, TMI. Chop, chop. Right? Chop, chop. Let's get to it. You need to decide who's going to take this exam. Who's going to take this exam? Because this collapse is happening. Are you going to let the ego continue to mark all these C's on this exam? Or are you going to tap into your God and Goddess frequency? Right? Move out of that fear and know it doesn't matter what It doesn't matter who. I'm not saying the people that have gotten fired without any, justification, although I'm not saying that, but it doesn't matter what kind of political moves that the person, the Cheeto, that's what I called him because that's what a child on Jimmy Kimmel one night called him. It doesn't matter what political moves the Cheeto makes. And I don't do politics. I couldn't give a rat's butt. And I know people gonna get upset when I say this. I don't vote because that's some bull crap. Nobody's sitting nowhere counting and I know that's gonna piss people off, right? But I don't, because I know it's a game. It's for entertainment purposes only, and that's my personal opinion. There's no one sitting there counting any votes. No one. These presidents are selected, not elected. They lost. That's a game to me. It's absolutely comical. And I know people gonna feel some type of way, especially my brown divine feminines. You should let me tell you something. I know when people I know when characters, non-playable characters, are put on the scene to distract people from what's really going on, right? And I learned a long time ago, just because people look like you don't mean that does not mean that they have the same principles as you. I don't give a damn how long you went to college, especially when you claimed for the last 4 years of your life that you ain't even African American, but now you are. Come on, y'all. I know a non-playable character when I see one. I am grateful that a sister, I would have preferred Michelle to run. Like I said, I don't vote, but that would have been a better candidate. But, I am glad that a sister got the run. But the point is, doesn't matter what political moves the Cheeto makes. Doesn't. You know why? Because you are letting your God and Goddess self take this final exam. The Cheeto is not over the divine. That's why I said a lot of people failed at election time. They failed that test because some people put the Cheeto over God, over the divine. What? Okay. And your point? Who cares? I got you because I got you. Do you not know who you are? Do I need to remind you who you are? Right? It doesn't matter. Chaos is coming. It's just getting started. It's comical to me. And the Cheeto, I'm not a fan of the Cheeto neither, because I know, I know a non-playable character that is put in a position, to massive produce, for lack of better words, smoke and mirrors. See, if I watch the news, because I really don't, but if and when something catches, I don't listen to what they're saying. I pay attention to what is not being said. All right. I don't give it if we do go to war with China. Well, them, because I don't go to war with nobody. Let me rephrase that, It doesn't matter. Whatever's going to, if it happens, I know it was the divine's will. See, you can't convince me. I want to ask religious folks, when the election didn't go your way, right? And you failed this test because you let your ego mark all C's on it. I want the answer for religious folks. And I want to ask them, why do you think the divine, that God, allowed this to happen? Because I want an answer. Because I know the answer. But I want the answer from somebody religious. And when I say religious, I mean, truly religious, that think someone's coming to save them and there's some sky daddy being in the sky beyond the clouds. That is that religion. In the box religion. One of them. Nothing happens on this planet without the divine knowing. Nothing happens in the galaxy of galaxies without the divine knowing. The universe is aware of everything before it happens. Why do you think this was allowed to happen? He's a non-playable character. This was not an election. He was selected for this. Why? He is the perfect person to collapse this situation, this government, to bring chaos, to hit the restart button. The perfect person to do that. And thus far, he's doing an amazing job, I will say myself, at collapsing. I'm not saying doing a great job as a so-called president. I'm saying as his role as a non-playable character to collapse so we can reset. Not reset, but hit the reset button. And also, although we not resetting anything, but because time will still be, the illusion of time will still be on this planet. That's why I say the reset button. He's the perfect non-playable character. He's a nobody to me. He doesn't even exist. He does not exist in my world. He is a low frequency, low vibrational NPC that was selected. And newsflash to who y'all call the Illuminati or whatever you want to call them people, right? The funny thing is, they still think they in charge. They still think that they winning the game. No, you're not. You are not winning this game. This happened because it was meant to happen. The government is not above the divine. The people that run the government is not above the divine. They can't make moves. They can't make decisions that source don't already know they're going to make. It's allowed. Why do you think it's allowed? Game over. It's game over. So, again, who are you going to let take this final exam for this next 4-year rodeo? Right? Because Tiamat and Gaia and Great Mother Sophia, it's over. I see it like a big red button, and it's like it's already been hit. It's already been hit. I'm in no kind of way, shape, form, or fashion worried. And I'm about to move again completely across the country to California. And a few of my friends was like, "Sis, you so brave. Like, I could never just pack up and move, thousands of miles away from my friends and family, and I know no one." And don't think it hasn't crossed my mind. But I've been out there twice now, but been out there back and forth for the last couple of years. And for those of you that know me, know I love California. Love California. But I can't move in fear. And I sat with the divine a few months ago, and we had a conversation, and I'm just like, okay, I'm back in Atlanta. Let me tell y'all something. When I put in job applications, I get a job. And I'm not bragging. I interview well. Again, I'm not bragging, but look, I'm 54. If I don't know how to do this by now, there's something wrong. When I put in applications, if I interview, 9 times out of 10, I'm getting the job. I had maybe 5, 6 interviews when I got back home to Atlanta, and nothing. And like, I was just mind blown, because this does not happen to me. It just doesn't. I have qualifications to do what I've been doing this a long time. I've been in this medical game since 2005. So I said, Spirit, you're going to have to show me something, right? Again, sharing my testimony, how I know I'm already in the 5th dimension. Show me something. Spirit said, put in applications to California. I was like, how I left Cali, it was, but I have to take accountability on things that went down in Cali when I left, because, things happen when you invite people into your life, and, and the divine had to move some things around. So I said, okay. And I said, okay, divine, but here's my stipulation, because this is how I talk to God. We have full conversations. Here's my stipulation. I am going to put some applications in Cali. but I'm not moving back across the country for peanuts, right? I had a number in mind, and it don't start hourly or, salary wise. I'm not going back across country for nothing. It's got to be a 6-figure salary, point blank, period, right? Spirit said, okay, you trust me? All the time. Put in some apps. Had a couple Cali jobs call me and was like, oh, you don't live here, da 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 da. And I'm like, no, I'm in Atlanta. I lived in Cali. I'm trying to come back, da 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 da. I did a video on my Divine Karma's Tarot channel one day that said, I think it was it 6 to 9 days or 3 to 9 days or something like that. There's going to be something that happens that, like, what you've been waiting on, that thing, you finna have a major shift. 3 days later, after I made that video, I get a phone call from one of my old managers who I'm still really good friends with. Called me and said, hey, I'll just say T because I don't put her name out there. You remember T? And I'm like, yeah, she was the director at yada yada yada. She just called me, and she is the manager at a facility in Santa Rosa, California, and she's looking for a supervisor. Right? When it happened, I couldn't do nothing but start laughing because Spirit, this is how you know that you've already shifted dimensions. I'm already in the 5th dimension. And she said, and I told her, she said she actually wants you to call her. I told her you was looking for a job. She said, put the application in. Put the application in. She called me. Got the interview. On my way to California. In about a month. This is how you know. These are the things that happen. Nervous? Little bit. But I'm not going to worry about it. Because I asked and got an answer. I made a deal with the divine. If you ain't talking to the divine and spending time with God and having conversations and making deals and laughing and this is the frequency you're supposed to be in with the divine. Sometimes I'm serious, yeah, when I'm, maybe meditating and really going through something and we need to have but if that's not the case, this is the conversation that I have with the divine. I'm not marking C's on this exam. My ego no longer runs anything. It does not have no say-so unless I'm in a fight or flight type of situation. Because that's what the ego is good for keeping me safe and protected when it comes to knowing when that adrenaline, your ego and your adrenaline talk to each other. So when you're in that energy, the ego is amazing. But I put my ego in check. You know where you're supposed to be. You in the back seat with the adrenaline in that situation. You don't come up front in the driver's seat. My soul is driving. My sacred connection with God is driving. I'm on the passenger side. Matter of fact, it's in the trunk. Ego. Right? So, but that's how you know. That's how you know. You got this final exam. This 4 years, it's game over. And I know, that like things are going to happen. And I'm going to see them. I'm on this planet physically, so I have to witness them. But see, the chosen ones, the ones that have decided to, stay in that sacred space with God. This is going to be a movie for us. Because we've already shifted. When you shift into the 5th dimension and shift into the new earth and you leave this old earth behind, right? And I'm talking on a frequency level. I still have a job for now because that is, let me tell y'all something. I've already wrote out my spirit told me when I went through this shift, this California thing, and it happened, and spirit told me when it happened. I want you to write out in every area of your life, detail to detail, every year for the next 5 years, what is it that you want? Because y'all know I say my affirmations, I speak them in the water, all of that. Spirit said, no, we need new ones. And I want you to be specific. I don't want to see nothing about, I want to be a millionaire. No, I want you to write down every year for the next 5 years exactly what you want to be doing in love, spirituality, money, your career, your life purpose, everything. What is it you want to be doing? And I want to know each year, how much do you want to make that year? What? Enough said. Please say less. Wrote it down. And I thought it was going to take me like 30 minutes. Took me 3 days to get that joint done. Right? That's how you know. Different timeline. Spirit told me, you're going to jump timelines. I still had 1 foot in my old timeline, somebody that I had to deal with. And once that was done, because they for the millionth time showed me their true colors, right? And it was like, Spirit, I keep trying to show you. I'm trying to show you. Pull that last foot out of that timeline and leave they there. Say less, Spirit. That's how you know. That's how you know. That's the frequency. That's the vibration. I learned how to operate in the matrix because I still have a job. It's providing what I need right now to build my brand. So it's okay. Don't feel like, I don't know, these people get on videos and social media talking about quit your job and just try. Hey, don't do that. You use your job like it's a loan to finance your dream, right? That's what you do. And that's what I'm doing. But that time is in. Why? Because I've said it. And it is so. It is so. That's what I wrote down. But that, again, that's how you know. You got to learn how to operate in the matrix. That's that phrase about being in the world and of it and all of that. I learned how to operate in the matrix, right? I put my matrix suit on. Okay. I got to come outside. I got to go to the job. I got to deal with people today. I got to do this. I got to do that. Let me put my matrix suit on. I heard Yaki, the Awakened. He said something about on one of his videos the other day about he talked to, like, how are you taking care of this human? And I like that because I'm like, okay, how am I got to show up, this human got to show up in the matrix, right? But I still got my soul, right? My soul ain't in the matrix at all. My soul is just navigating me, right? My oversoul watches me while I'm in the matrix. But this human of mine, that's what's got to deal with the matrix. You got to learn how to operate in them. Let your human be in the matrix. And you take the game control. It's a game. You get the controller. While your human is in this matrix, while your human is at this job that you know ain't your life purpose, but you got to do it right now till you get into your life purpose and it will support you. And I'm speaking that into your life. Speaking it into whoever's watching this into your life. How are you treating your human, right? Get the controller. You control your human, right? My soul is like, okay, cool. You got to go in the matrix today? Yes, I do. Okay, my soul's like, here's the controller. Go ahead. My oversoul's like, we'll watch. If we see anything, you need to know about, we'll holler at your soul and, man, we'll get that conversation going. This is the new game, right? This is the shift. Learning how to play the game in the matrix. Learning how to, just put your learning how to control your human. Just control your human and let your soul drive. Does it make sense? Because when you know, right? So, I'm going to get off of here. I do want to say this, and I want to drop this little knowledge on you, right? Understand this. In y'all law, as y'all call it, and I'm speaking of the government, if this country, this government, and the people that embody it, for lack of better words, is in a state of emergency, there cannot be an election, right? So let's say at the end of a 4-year term, hypothetically speaking, at the end of a 4-year term, that this country was declared in a state of emergency. An election cannot be held. Whoever is in office will stay in office. Right? I'm going to say that for the people in the back. If at the end of a 4-year term, this country is declared in a state of emergency, there cannot be an election held. Whoever is in office has to stay in office. Now, who decides if this country is in the state of emergency? Who makes that call? FEMA. Right? Y'all with me? Because I'm finna wrap it up real short. FEMA makes the call. Initiates, we're in a state of emergency. The Cheeto is trying to either dismantle FEMA or take control of FEMA. More than likely dismantle it altogether, which would put the person that will declare this country in the state of emergency, the president. I'm going to say that one more time. FEMA makes the call if this country is in the state of emergency, which means there cannot be an election held at the end of a 4-year term. The Cheeto, aka y'all president, because I don't have a president, is trying to dismantle or take control of, either way, of FEMA, which the power of declaring this country in a state of emergency would fall on him. Am I making sense to you? Am I making sense to you? Right? Are you picking up what I'm throwing down? Why do you think this is happening? Right? I'm going to ask you this. The button already been hit. The button has already been hit via Tiamat, Mother Earth, Sophia, the divine. It's being allowed. Who are you going to let take this final exam, this God exam, during this 4-year situation? You gonna let your ego continue to mark the seas? Or are you going to get back into your God and Goddess energy? Get in that sacred space that only you and the divine can hold, and let your soul take the exam. This is your girl, Divine Karma. Y'all know the drill. I love you, and I love it when you love me back, and I will see y'all on the next one. Peace.